Okay, this is the Lincoln County Commission regular session meeting on September 1st, 2016. All members are present. Darrell Baker, Vicki Harless, Charles Vance, KK Matthews. I need a motion to approve the minutes of our regular session meeting on August 4th, 2016.
So moved. I'll second.
Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. Ayes carried. Then I need a motion to approve the minutes of the special session of the Lincoln County Commission that was held on August 18th at 9 a.m.
So moved. I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay, we have one person under public comment that signed in to speak. Barbara, do you want to come up? Barbara McComas, about water on Lower Mud River.
Amen, yes, that's what. I wanted this, our water is unusable now. No way. And we need somebody to light a fire somewhere so we can start getting water down there. We gotta get water, that's all there are to it. I mean, it's bad. We can't wash our clothes now. You can't bath, you can't do nothing. You have to wear your clothes for a week. And the Clifford can't go up and down the steps carrying clothes to a laundromat. And the water, you just have to get too much water, and we can't do it no more. The water's just too hard to get up there.
I know I've asked you this before, but how close are you to the end of the phase one? Where they're
Well, they're gonna go up Buffalo a little bit, what they said. They rerouted it.
Yeah, they're picking yours up, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's like the second or third house from the end, from the
Yeah.
far end of it, yeah.
So you think you may be able to get her on this phase one? Is that what?
That's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, he done fixed it. I mean, there's no May about it, are they?
You're in the project,
Okay, I mean, phase one,
yes.
okay. Okay. But our water here, you can't wash no more, you can't do nothing no more with water. This is when you try to wash something, here's what you get. That's what you get, that goes all over your clothes and you have to throw them away. You wring them out and you throw them away. And they stink, top of it. Right here, when we turn the spigot on, that's what comes out of our spigot. When you flush a commode, that's what's in the commode, right there. Right there's our water. Now, would y'all like to use water like this? Anybody? Or drink it, or what all? I mean, we've been trying for 20 years to get water down there. And see this little, that's what's in the back of your commode. It's growing in there. Right there.
I guess you're concerned now, since we figured out that you are gonna be included in phase one, is when is it gonna start?
I just wanna get it, we got to have water down there. I mean, somebody's got to do something.
Can you give us a little bit of a time frame on how you think this is gonna play out? I know the environmental studies and.
The environmental's done, the design's done, we've gotten most of the permits already in hand, we've got 72%, I think, of the homeowners signed up. We're gonna need 80 before we bid, so we'll need to get a few more of those. We've hit everybody multiple times. Some people indicate they want it, but haven't agreed with the language in the user agreement and various and sundry other things. The attorney gave us about a third of the easements that he's have drafted at the beginning of the week. We're working on those. I talked to him today. He's got another 15 ready for us. So we're working on getting the easements and the property now. The next step is to get the Public Service Commission approval of it. I'm anticipating late this year we'll be able to bid the project, start as soon as the weather turns good. Is what schedule we're working on.
Well, are you talking about more people need to sign up?
Yes, ma'am.
How many more needs to sign up?
10 or 15.
Why is the money's already got to do phase one, so why do you have to have
The
that many
Public
more
Service
people?
Commission wants you to have, the funding agencies and the Public Service Commission wants you to have 80% sign-ups. That's 8 out of 10 people that agree to take the water.
All right, are they something else I can do, or somewhere I can talk to somebody, or whatever?
We'll continue to try to get the additional sign-ups. I mean, it may come to that, but right now, you know, we've gotten several people that indicated they want it. It's, you know, like
See,
the Community Owners Association, we can't get up with them. There's one lady that was incarcerated and indicated she wanted the water, you know, she's sort of unavailable right now. I mean, there's just things like that going on.
That sounds awful petty, you know, to because somebody's in jail and can't sign a paper, and that's, I mean, it looked like that guy would go on back down there and try to go again and see how many they can get.
We've been to every house multiple times already. And
I went
some people have signed papers that said they don't want it.
Well, I went to, a lot of people, I had them to call him and stuff, and he gave me papers to give them people. So,
We can't force people to take water, but we're working diligently to get the necessary sign-ups. But not everybody wants it, not everybody needs it like you do.
so I'm just,
No, man,
Taking
we're
it.
going to make this work.
we gotta make it work fast. I mean, we really do. We need water.
We're
We
going to
don't
make
know
this
what-
work, I'm just saying that there's some people that don't want it.
See, we don't have no water. He has got a pacemaker, 100% working for him, and he's got an aneurysm in his stomach. He don't need to be standing pulling a jug of water up on 10 feet off of the ground. And we just can't, we don't have water. You can't take a bath. You can't, if you don't have jugs of water, you can't even wash vegetables. You can't do nothing with this water.
I'm well aware of your situation, and I'm working as hard as I can. The only thing I'm saying is not everybody feels the same way you do. But we'll make it happen.
Barbara, I think you're a lot better place than you were a year ago
Honey, if
anyway.
you was down our house, you wouldn't think that.
Well, I mean, I think that.
Well, I know
everybody's-
that, I know a little bit, but I was told, you told me, that we would never, water would never get started till there was a meter fee. I mean, you paid the meter fee. You remember, you told me that.
Well, I mean, I don't remember saying that to you. I mean, because that's not the way I understand it to be.
I write everything down, and
There's-
Well, I mean, That's what the I'm sure it's in the
Yeah.
public record if I said it, but the way I understand it is when you have to have 80% sign up to be able to release these funds that we have.
And there's a fee.
I mean, we don't have them with us right now, but I mean, before they will
well, we've
allow
all
us.
signed up and we haven't paid no fee yet.
Well, that's what I'm saying, I don't remember that to be the case, so, but now, I do know that all the projects we worked on historically for 16 years, you've had to have this 80% sign up of the population that you're gonna put your money into, so.
Well, let me ask you something else. I know when water was going to Allen Creek and all that, in the paper, it said they were going to far places, far houses wanting them to sign up. They'd go to the people's house, they'd do this, do that. To get enough of people.
I think they've been going around doing that, Barbara, getting the applications.
I didn't work on alcohol, but we've had people going out and getting the lower mud people signed up.
A guy come, let's see, what was his name, honey?
I don't
He
remember.
come around getting everybody.
Mike Hodges.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick,
Yeah.
for the people who, down Mud River, Lower Mud, who choose that, you know, basically are saying that they don't want water, is there any way that you can release their names to Barbara so she can go and talk to them?
I know all of them, I know.
But what I'm saying is the people who said, you know, we don't want water, you know, let her have the name so she can go and persuade these people to say, hey, listen, you know, we need this down here, this is a
Cause
necessity.
there's a lot of
You
people
need to sign
now,
up.
there's a lot of people now didn't sign up, said they wish they had.
Well, that's what we need to do. People in the community, the people that need it, is that kosher? I mean, is there anything in the?
Let me speak to the PSD. I would imagine that that's okay. I don't
I
want to speak for
know
somebody
all
else.
of them don't want water down there.
Well,
Without any names.
yeah, and a number that maybe we can give her so that, you know, whenever she does speak with somebody, that she can give them a phone number where they can call. And then that way,
Yeah,
try to
the
expedite
guy
the
gave me his
process.
phone number and everything.
Is
We
that
talked.
okay?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, the other thing, the people that don't want the water need to think also that they're getting fire protection also.
Yeah.
Against water going down through there.
But a
So
lot,
that's a big,
a lot of
they
those-
don't need the water.
a lot of those people's not taking it, lives across the river. So there's about 3, 4 houses across the river is not gonna take it right down below Buffalo.
Well, we actually deleted that line because all 3 people refused the service, so we just deleted that out of the
Yeah.
project, which gives us more money to come your way.
I know at Alcoa, a lot of people have said they didn't want it because they were leery that they would get it. And they didn't want to pay the sign-up fee. So they didn't take it initially, but then once the water came through, they signed up. So,
There, us and our son lives beside of us, and a Danny Shepherd, we got the worst water they are. It's a gas well. A gas well's what did it. We didn't know what comes out of a gas well. And they plugged that gas well, and it's coming into everybody's wells. It's gotta go somewhere when it goes through the ground.
well, maybe you all can get together and try to see who,
Cause you know, we used to have, there's plenty of water, it's just not no good in there.
all right, well, thank you, Barbara.
You're welcome, thank you.
All right, the next thing is public comment, and we have Joan Engel here from, Ranger Water and the Nader Creek about water.
Okay, I started this project, I go to the Barbersville Senior Center. Mike Schriegel from Representative Evan Jenkins' office comes and talks to us, and anybody got any problems? Well, I opened my big mouth. And I got a letter from the Public Service Commission that we should go to the meetings down in Branchland. We went to the meetings down in Branchland, they said, we can't do anything for you, we submitted the application, and that's as far as they can go. So they said to come here. Now, am I gonna get to come here? Well, we can't do anything, you gotta go here, and I see there's something in here about to approve to write a letter of support to Governor Tomlin. If we have to go in front of Governor Tomlin, Mike Schriegel's coming to the center next Monday. I'll have him get me in there.
I think what happened before my time here on the commission, there was an application for a grant, ARC grant, that has already been submitted for this project. So this letter that, we're gonna vote on tonight is for me to write a letter to the governor, just kind of say we still support this and see where it's at, where the grant's at. I think you had mentioned before too, you may wanna, that we need to get a copy of the grant, see if
Yeah,
it's still.
what we were talking about just before we went into session was the fact that we need a copy of the grant application with the grant numbers on it and things of that nature, which we're gonna approve ahead of time tonight to send them a letter of support for that project.
Well, who has the copy of the grant, Brenda?
Well, this would probably be a branch of Media PSD, I would think. We'd get a copy from there.
That's what it's saying.
We need to make sure it's current, meaning that it's in the application, still in the
Did
application
she say
process.
she wrote what it
They
is?
said that
In
we would
spring?
probably hear something from them by late September, is that not right, Carl?
Like,
I mean,
that's what the
down
Public
at
Service
the meeting.
Commission wrote to
Because
me.
what we want to do is take a copy of that application to the ARC, and this is the way we did it when we got the 10 Mile money, when I worked on getting the money to put the water at 10 Mile.
See, I thought it was, we were supposed to be added on to Timos at one time.
When, the way the grant we got from the ARC at that time was, I think, for 1.4 or 1.5 million dollars. And then we also got a 0% loan on the rest of it to take it up. I think the total cost was $2.4 million. And that's when they connected the two with the Route 37 project, so that they.
Yeah, that's where our water went.
They could put water up, or they could come up the other way. But that wasn't part of that project when they sent any request for money. And the thing I wanted to see too, do you know if this includes the tank up there that we need to replace up there?
It does not, that's a separate project.
That's a separate project?
Yeah, the Ranger project just includes Ranger Bottom and what's it, 14 Mile Hollow Road or whatever, right there at the foot of the
Well,
mountain.
That's one of the reasons we want it, because we also need to seek funding for the replacement of the tank up there, because we got a bad tank up there at Meekville that needs to be replaced. But now what we need to do is get a copy of the grant now, and it's evidently current because they're talking to you about knowing something by September. But what we need to do is take this letter of support that we're gonna vote on tonight, enclose that copy of the grant so we can reference it in the letter, but also enclose that copy of the grant to people like Congressman Jenkins' office and our senators and things of that nature, asking them for letters of support to the ARC. At the time we got the 10 Mile grant, we were lucky that Governor Manchin was co-chair of the ARC. And that's kind of how we pushed that through at that time.
Who's
But
co-chair now?
I don't know who's co-chair now. But I mean, that's the way that you, and we haven't received any grant from ARC that I know of since then. So, you know, they like to give grants up to $1 million, and I don't know, when we got the 10 Mile, it's more than they usually gave, but I don't know what the scope or cost of this particular project is till we look at the grant letter.
Someone said something about being 2-something million. I can't remember now. what.
$2,320,000.
You know, and that includes the 14.
Yes, yes, and the ARC grant application, you should be able to get a copy from the Region 2 Planning and Development Council. They're the ones that prepared it, took all the pieces, put them together and submitted it. But it is pending. And it's for
Well,
$1.5 million.
I'll be meeting with Region 2 on the 16th, so I'll pick up that information with Mary call down ahead of time, let them know we need that. So we'll have that available to us when we send these letters for them.
So we don't need to pick up nothing from the Water Commission.
I think we could probably find what we need. I mean, if not, then I'll have Mary get ahold of you girls and we need to help with that, okay?
Yes.
But now I do know that they kind of limit how much you also have some other funding built into that in the application.
The rest of the funding would come from the West Virginia Infrastructure Council, and they have money to fund their part of it, but they want to be the last money in. Well, ARC does as well, but if ARC comes, I'm very confident that we'll be able to get the rest of it.
Do you know anything about the tank application or anything?
It's with the Rural Utility Service, USDA Rural Development. That application's pending with them.
Okay. Do they have any letter of support from us on that? I thought we might have done one, but maybe we didn't.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, if we haven't done one, the next meeting, we put that on the agenda to approve a letter of support for that project also.
So do we need a letter of support from Evan Jenkins?
Yeah,
For the governor?
we're going to request that from
Well,
all the
I'll get
officers.
Mike Shariko to,
Yeah, that would be fine, because, and we have one of his other fellows up here, Chad Story, I think's his name, that comes to our meetings also, and we'll get in touch with him about that. But we're going to send this letter of support into the governor, plus all these other people, Jenkins and Capito and Manchin. And I'm sure, even though Senator Manchin's not a part of the ARC now, I'm sure he knows the people in there pretty well. So I think that's the one that we will focus as far as seeing if he knows anybody that can help us with that particular project.
so when Evan Jenkins sends a letter of support, and does he send it to the governor himself, or does he get it to you and it all goes in
I
at the
think
same
it's the
time?
ARC would it go to the ARC or to the governor himself?
The governor's gonna make recommendations to ARC, and essentially the governor's
So that's
recommendations
where we're
are
focusing
accepted.
it to Governor Conlon and let
Yeah,
him know.
he's the one you need to.
So
go
I should
on
have
for.
Jenkins send a letter to Governor Conlon.
Yeah, and we'll tell him in the letter we'll tell Congressman Jenkins in the letter we're sending him that's what we would like him to do if he could. And I'm sure he would. He's already voiced support for this project, so I think that they'll, I think it's a good project. It's one you've needed for a long time. And,
Yes.
and I know it's brought to the forefront a while back that we haven't had any small city block grants up there. We know they're tied up over on Mud River for the next 2 projects. So to get funding, we need to go this route and try to get it. Plus the other way, we're talking about getting the tank approved too. We need to get a letter of support to those people too.
Okay.
See, and I'm sure that we've got more than 80% that's willing to
Oh,
sign
yeah,
up for
yeah,
that.
I think that's, those, how many people does that serve for this project?
It only serves about 50 people,
Okay,
or 50 homes and businesses.
okay. Is that just one phase for the whole thing? Is that the way they've applied for it? Or-
Yeah, one project.
I know we had looked at one time about going across the river and doing the Ranger Bottom thing, the Banana Creek thing there, as a project by itself before, but I had talked to Branch been keeping a long time, so they've changed their mind.
Well, it's Ranger Bottom, Banana Creek,
It's the same
a
road.
little line back from the bridge back up to that church, and then that 14-mile Hollow Road, or I can't remember the name of it, but you know, they're at the foot of the mountain, yeah.
If I could add something to that, and myself and another line boring outfit, we went down to where these folks live down in Ranger Bottom and had a guy give us the estimate on putting a 8-inch line underneath that river. Instead of going from, you know where it currently crosses the river below the school?
Yes.
Instead of going down the road from there along that rock cliff, is cross over down there at Laurel Branch, where these houses are at, do a river bore, and the estimate for doing that is $50,000, and that includes the line. And that's with a 10-inch conduit, and then a line shoved through it. So that may be something that someone wants to look at, whoever's gonna be doing this, because I know that will be a tremendous saving versus going down along that rock.
Yeah, because that was the cost initially in putting water over there, was the rock that I was encountering coming down the road there, so. This, David mentioned this to me the other day, and I, you know, we could save a lot
We
of
spent a
time.
half a day down there getting measurements, distance, and that's what these people do for a living, is line boring and stuff, so it's, you know, it
Is
can
that
be
the
done.
one that's gonna run like along with the gas line that's down there?
No, that's a different.
Because my son said there's a gas line there that they could, it's all dirt that they gotta go through, that they could kind of follow that and it'd go up behind Jack Markham's. And then they could go off of there to the other ones, and they'd only have to cross the road once to come to my house and my daughter's.
Right, yeah.
Him and Ronnie went and checked it out the other day, but neither one are here, they're sick.
All right.
Make sure that we have your all's information, contact information, so that we can let you know what's going on, okay? So-
Okay.
All right, under discussion of concerns and possible action, we don't have anything, nothing under unfinished business. The new business, there's a couple corrections we need to make before we approve it. On the, section here about the EDA, it says to advertise, and we have already done that, so we need, that should say to appoint instead of advertise. And we have the names of the 5 people. Also, the Republican poll chairperson sent in the list of names for their poll workers the first of the week, and we put it on there, and then they found out one person can't do it because they haven't voted in the last 8 years. So she had to change that one person, so we do have that changed to the poll workers. Other than that, I think everything is correct.
Well, I'll move that we accept the new business with the correction that President Harrell says.
I'll second that.
All in favor, aye. Ayes have it. That is all we have. If you all don't have any questions or anything you want to add. Okay. All right, if not, then we will adjourn till the 14th, Mary, is it? 15th. So September 15th at 6 p.m. here.